Destiny here from the Creative Reading Coach, and I'm up for a new challenge, a challenge that I have put on myself of doing 30 days of videos. Yes, I want to do 30 days of videos where I share nothing but content with y'all. Why am I doing this? Because I have a habit of creating a lot of stuff, and yeah, I want to see if I can make myself be accountable for sharing 30 days worth of content, okay? If you catch me not doing my part, say, hey girl, you set yourself a challenge. So we're going to call this the 30 days of sharing content, all right? So I have a late start. The reason why I have a late start is because I was up YouTube and I was like looking at some tarot videos of card readings, and I just went down a rabbit hole. So had a late start, but nonetheless, I am here. I have my smoothie. The kids are over in the room. One is on a Zoom call. The other one is in her swing. And my son, he is doing a puzzle. We have not done any learning yet, okay? Well, yeah, we hadn't done any learning yet. We just put our clothes on and stuff. So in my smoothie, I'm doing this too because it's just like I need to get myself together. I do. I need to get myself together. And part of getting myself together is just really being mindful of what I eat and what I put into my body, because I need to be able to perform at like the most prime level that I can, because the things that I want to do with our community is like beyond this, beyond what I can naturally do. You want me to come see your puzzle? Mm-hmm. Okay, can I record this video real quick?
Can I have a smoothie?
Yes, I'll pour you some in the cup. Do you have a cup already?
No.
Okay, get a cup.
Actually, I want some pie.
You want some sweet potato pie? Okay. I need to be at like tip-top shape. So part of being tip-top shape is being good in spirit, also being good in health. I hate exercising, so I figured I'd start with diet. And so the part that I'm starting with, in my smoothie, I have blueberries, blackberries, grapes, low-fat plain yogurt, like it's not vanilla or anything, avocado. I like avocado because I believe that my magnesium levels are like really low, and I believe that's responsible for some things that I've been seeing. So I figure if I can eat these or drink these once a day, graduate to 2 a day, possibly 3 a day, then we'll be good to go. So I have my smoothie here. This video, I'm going to talk about the tools and everything that I use for my son pertaining to his reading lesson. He wants sweet potato pie. So to get ready for his lessons throughout the week, there are some core materials that I use. The first thing that I use, this is like our makeshift pencil box, magnetic letters and all that stuff. And in there, y'all, all I literally have is pencils. Okay, one is like sharpened and the other one is not. But I have pencils. I'm not one of those people, because of Corona, I hadn't gone out and bought like a whole bunch of stuff that you would use primary. So you'll notice that my stuff is regular. Like you don't see primary paper, you don't see pencils. At the end of the day, reading is reading, writing is writing. We're gonna get the job done. So I have regular pencils in here. All right, so a phone call came through. We have in the pencil box, we have our dry erase markers, because we do a lot of writing with the dry erase board. And then we also have some flashcards. I don't use these because I made my own, but I have them here. I don't use them, but they're in there. An empty flashcard set, empty flashcard. And then I have all my magnetic letters. Oh, here's another flashcard. All my magnetic letters. And then I have a period. This is when I was teaching punctuation. We hadn't done, the other punctuation marks yet. This is just a period. So we do that when we do our sentences. All right, so that's what's in that box. Then the other tools that I use throughout the week, I'll show you this one. He calls it his dream journal. And he calls it from his dream journal because his favorite show, what's that movie called?
Sharp Boy and Lava Girl.
Sharp Boy and Lava Girl. One of the characters has a dream journal, so he says this is his dream journal. So inside of his dream journal, we started out at the very beginning of the Corona, and look at his handwriting in the beginning, y'all. This was like day 1 of Corona. Day 1. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And then look at last week. So, let me go. So the front part of his journal was dedicated to like math or like calendar, days of the week, that type of thing, and just learning how his full name is written. And so I did my name is, today's date is, and then today's number is. And I chose your number based on the date, okay? So for example, if it was, let's see what it was on here. It was March 24th. So his number was 24, all right? And so he had to write 24. Then he had to count it, and I made it there. Then he had to make it with the magnetic numbers. And then he had to write it, and then he had to build it. Y'all, this took forever and a day. But it worked really well because he knows his days of the week now. I can say, if today is Monday, tomorrow's going to be Tuesday. So we just did that like for a couple weeks straight, and he got it. Now, this is a perfect example of how consistency is key. And if you notice, I haven't pulled out one workbook, y'all. This is just things that we have done on a consistent basis. So look at his handwriting on day 1. Look at that, y'all. And then look at how clean it was. This was this past Thursday. Look at that. Night and day. Like a teacher could look at that and really, really, really read it and know what's going on. Y'all, that is consistency. That's what consistency gets you. So that's that. It's his dream journal. In the front is his math. And then the back is all of our phonics content. Each week I give him a word reading list. And it's based on the words that he's able to code. And so you're like, well, Destiny, how is he able to code? Great question, which takes me to my next essential item. My next essential item, hence why I don't use other people's flashcards, is my instructional phoneme pack. Okay, it is huge. Madison, how many of them is it? 135 sounds. Oh my gosh, there's 135 sounds. And what it is the the cover sheet. Then it has the sounds in order and broken up into level. Because guess what? Don't nobody want to teach all that stuff, and you don't really have to. It has the sound on the front. And this particular pack is a pack that I use in my center and I use in my online course, Reading Decoded. So it's a little different because it has the actual lesson on the back on how to actually teach that sound. So because he is a blank slate, throw your napkin away, son. Huh?
Can I have a pie?
No, sir. We about to eat dinner. Oh gosh, we about to eat lunch. Okay.
Can I have smoothie?
Give me a moment. Yes. All right. What was I saying? Yes, this set is slightly different. Oh, because he's a blank slate. So you see how the cards have tell you where to start. Level 1, level 2, level 3, and then it goes in order. I literally just with him, even though I know he knew the sounds, I literally just went in order. I go in order.
Excuse me, Mom.
What?
Has a candy.
No, don't ask me another thing while I'm on this video. So for him, even though I knew he knew some of the sounds, he didn't know how I needed to know them. So we started number 1 and worked our way down. So that is I couldn't do what I'm doing without that. Without these, literally, I cannot, because it's just such a great visual and it makes it easy for the blending process, and how I teach that to him. So I use those. And the other thing is we have this little whiteboard situation going on here. Y'all probably seen pictures of that. But literally all it is I put the letters up top of every letter that he knows. I do multiples because there may be times that I want to have him make a word that requires him to use more than one letter. So for example, if I wanted him to make pat, he needs 2 P's, okay? So I have these magnetic letters came from the box that I have. And then I just have these sounds. And the reason why these sound lines, the reason why those are important because I teach him to pound it out. Say I wanted him to make the word mad. We go mad. Mad. And then I have him point mad, and he will make it with the letters. And then I would say, all right, what's that word? Read it. Don't get stuck here, because here's what happens when y'all get stuck at this point like this. What happens is that you end up, the kid will end up doing a great job of hearing the sounds, and that's excellent. But you got to take it to the next step forward of being able to put them together and read it without it being isolated. So yes, this is step number one. Awesome, so necessary. But you also have to take it beyond, which is that word reading list you saw in his dream journal. Okay. And then on the back, I like this whiteboard because guess what? You can flip it. Okay. So you can flip it like that. And this is good. We start with our warm up, and I say the sound is K. He writes the letter C. The sound is ah. He writes the letter O, and he just erased. And then boom, back at it, just like that. Amazon. Can't remember if this eraser came with it, but we use it. And then what else? Oh, this is my favorite. Because guess what? This is the reason why we're doing it. This is the reason why we are doing everything we're doing, because we want them to read. I particularly want my son to read before he goes to kindergarten. Not because I don't think kindergarten teachers teach them how to read. I would never say that. I used to be a teacher, so I don't think that. I just know, I'll be completely honest. My son is a little brown boy, and not only is he a little brown boy, he is a brown boy with a lisp. And I just don't want my brown boy walking to a classroom going in behind, because there are other kids who are going in who know. So no, I need my baby to be right. I need him to go in and be able to catch what the teacher is saying. Said all that to say, I use these books here. Use these books here, and they are the alphabet series. You can find you can find them on Amazon, but Amazon is like expensive, and I think they're expensive because they're not the publisher of them. Of course they're not. So Amazon, you can find them on Amazon, but they're not like a good rate. I recommend you go to Christian Books, I believe it's called, and you can get the whole set there. I have the whole set, but what they are decodable books. And what a decodable is, that means that you can sit there and all these words he can actually sound out, or I can tell him what they are, or they are a sight word. So for example, in book number 1, it's called Oops, I See a Cat. I had to tell him what oops was, right? He knew I because it's a sight word. He knew C because it's a sight word. He knew A because it's a sight word. He could decode cat. There's nothing in here that he could not read by himself, all right? So I use these, and they go along with the sounds of, my flashcards. All right. So once I taught a certain amount of sounds, I know he's ready for a book. So they have book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5, book 6. Okay. There are more, but for him, you know, this is where we're going to start. I do have all 3 volumes. All right. So that's a look into my whole rundown. Hope you enjoyed it.